Love my Mexicans. You know what I love about Mexicans? They sell you stuff you can use right away. A Mexican sold me an orange already peeled. I ain't going like these. He needs for you. Love my Mexicans. I can't feel sorry for homeless guys, especially the guy. I don't know if you've seen this guy before. He wants to clean your windshield every time you stop in your car. Have you seen this guy? I'm sick of him. That is not impressive to me. I stopped my car at a red light. A Mexican painted it. I was like, you are awesome, Jorge. How did you do it? He said, I go like these, like that, and voila. It's so easy. Love my Mexicans. Mexicans been around a long time to read your Bibles. Noah built an ark by himself. Mexican. Come on, folks. Only a Mexican to take a job that big with no co-workers now. A brother would have had questions for God. You want me to build an ark? By myself?
Shalom. All praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the house of David, the elect. Unto you all, I say greetings and shalom. All right. So this video, I'm gonna have, as you just seen, I had the one movie clip up, the one video clip. I'm gonna have a few clips going in and out, and maybe I might talk or lay a verse in between the video clips. This video is going to be about the tribe of Issachar, man. All right, which is in the Hebrew Issachar. Okay, and this is a lesson about how they're the hardest working people on the face of the planet. Period, man. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right, as you know, they are the hardest working people, and even of the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, they're the hardest working tribe. Period, man. All right, and so I'm gonna start off with this. This is Genesis 30 and 18. It says, and Leah said, Yahweh hath given me my hire, because I have given my maiden to my husband. And she called his name Issachar. Okay, and the word Issachar in the Hebrew, Issachar, it means he is hired, or he hired. Okay, she said she gave him that name because he has given him a hire. All right, so that are a lot of names are prophetic and they're spiritual when you find out their meanings. Okay, and so let me see. You know, I got to go to Old Faithful, but oh man, my sword, no. Yeah, the sword, you know, it's getting worn down, Akim. It's getting worn down every time there's something new happening to it. But I wanted to say, you know, as you saw the guy said in the video, he was talking about Issachar and how hard they work, you know, and that's used as a comedic form. But, you know, it's truth in that, you know, it's truth to how hard Issachar works, man. It's true to how he brings things to you with the job already done and the job already completed, you know. And what did he mention? You know, he was being kind of a smart ass, and that's actually more in that dude's clip. You know, he started going off. He started talking about the Lord and you know, stuff that I didn't want to put in the video, you know, nonetheless, because you know how cats get, they start going off the scales with their comedy. But nonetheless, some of the points that he brought out were factual, you know. And he said, like, thanks for taking off work tonight, because Issachar always working, man. One time I had an Issacharite get in my Uber, and what'd he say? I was like, how many jobs you got, man? He was I'm Mexican. I was like, oh yeah. I said, how many jobs you got? He said 3. You know, I chuckled to myself because I already knew, you know what I'm saying? He busting his ass, man. He was a young dude too. He was like 20 years old, man. He had 3 jobs, you know. But I'm going to play the next clip, and then I'll bring out the next verse.
Mariano, como corta. Unos 9 segunditos.
Yeah, 5 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pounds.
You can't tell me Issachar don't be getting down, man. You know, and it's done with precision and skill. But I want to get this next verse. This is Genesis 49 and 14. It says, Issachar, I have to read one actually first. It says, and Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together that I may tell you which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together, hear ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. All right. The so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics are the 12 tribes of Israel. And yes, the Mexicans, so-called Mexicans, are one of those tribes, all right, which is known as the tribe of Issachar. So verse 14 says, Salakia. Verse 14 says, Issachar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens. Okay, so that strong ass is referring to what you see in this picture, a donkey, all right, which is a burro, all right, how you say it in Spanish. Okay, and so it's relative to a donkey because donkeys are very hard working animals. All right. They're meant to do a lot of work. You can put a lot of weight on their back. They work hard. All right. The Lord said a donkey as an example. You can put a lot of things on the back of a donkey and it's going to keep walking. It's going to keep moving. All right. It's not going to stop. All right. Just like you got this donkey, it got something on his side. And you see how it has something on his left and something on his right. He's between two burdens, and that's exactly the Lord used that as an example for the tribe of Issachar. It says couching down between two burdens, because when you look at the this can go two ways, but when you look at the location of Issachar, it's between North America and South America. All right, so it's literally their location is, and this is how we know this is fulfilling prophecy as well, because two burdens. America has become a burden to all the tribes ultimately, but the Southern Kingdom, all right, and you got South America, which is a burden to a lot of the Northern kingdoms. Okay, but it's right in between those two burdens, right in between those two land masses. Okay, but then you can also be looked at his two burdens as well as hard work and low wages, because Issachar will work. Salakia, hold on. Issachar will work, jobs that people don't typically want. All right. And they'll do it for low wages, like they try to say illegal immigrants here in this country. And they try to get rid of Issachar and a lot of the tribes as well. But they try to get rid of Issachar, calling them border jumpers, spics, all of that kind of stuff, man. But that's because they're Israelites. The reason they're treated that way is because they are the sons of Israel. And they have been, deported, mistreated. There are pictures of Issacharites even being hung and being lynched. They are one of the 12 tribes, but you people don't realize that. You see what the people the world didn't show you. Esau and told you, oh, they're a different group of people. They're not related to the Negroes. They're not related to the Native Americans. But yes, we are. Okay. Genesis 49 and 15. It says, and he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute. All right, he saw that rest was good. He worked hard working man. It says the land was pleasant. The land of Mexico, so called, is it got pleasantries there. All right, but he says bowed his shoulder to bear, meaning he as far as slavery, like when the conquistadors came and conquered them. All right, that was a lot of had to do with his shoulder to bear. Okay. And it says, and became a servant unto tribute. He's a servant unto tribute, even to this very day, man. Who builds your big buildings? Who do you see out on construction sites a lot of times? Most times it's Issachar. When you see those same pyramids that were built in Mexico, you look up the Mexican pyramids. Those are replicas of the same thing that happened in Egypt, which lets you know that we were building those things in Egypt as well. Okay, and the Issacharites get down, man. Okay. And not just when it comes to work either. And I'm going to get a scripture that proves that as well. But I'll play the next clip and then I'll get the next verse.
You can do it. Uh-oh. It's heavy.
I just don't know why I was able to pick up the other thing in that.
God, boy. You see how he do it? You see it?
Yeah, and see, I don't know if y'all brothers saw at the end of that clip, it said white man versus Mexican man doing construction or something to that extent. And so, you know, the Edomite, he couldn't do the damn job. He couldn't lift it. Look, Issachar came right down there and scooped it up and kept it moving. You know, Issachar ain't no joke, man. And Esau, you know, Esau shouldn't be out there in the first damn place. You know, but imagine slavery in the kingdom. If that's how Esau worked. But see, the thing is, he ain't gonna have no choice. All right, Esau ain't gonna have no choice but to work hard and do as told. You know, so that piss poor attitude, that piss poor work demeanor, all that they put the so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics through. Hey man, they got hell to pay. All right, and they got a lot of work to do. And you don't think Issachar gonna be breaking their back with back-breaking labor in the kingdom? Because of let me see. Let's get this real quick. Actually, before I get the precept I was planning on getting, you know, you best believe Issachar gonna have some work to do for for fucking Esau. Revelation 7:7, of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Okay, so hey, it's 12,000 prophets of the tribe of Issachar out there doing the work of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay, as well as the other tribes, and there's 1/3 of the people, and not to mention in the kingdom, the 2/3 still gonna be getting busy on Esau ass too, man. Okay, and this is let me see if I can find it. Revelation 21:12. It says, and had a wall great and high, and 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and the names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. All right, so hey, one of those tribes is the Issacharites, the so-called Mexicans, man. All right, but I wanted to bring this verse out because, you know, people, when they only think of Issachar, they think of, oh yeah, they just you know, they just work hard. All right, they did a lot more than that. All right, and one of the verses was at the top of this page, but I'm gonna get this one first. This is 1 Chronicles 7:5. It says, and their brethren among all the families of Issachar. Oh, matter of fact, I'm gonna read verse 4. The scriptures is heavy, man. 1 Chronicles 7:4. And with them, by their generations after the house of their fathers, were bands of soldiers for war, 36,000 men, for they had many wives and sons. All right, and that's how Issachar be getting down. So you notice they got a whole lot of kids, things like that. It says, and their brethren among all the families of Issachar were men of might, reckoned in all by their genealogies 7,000. All right, and they were men of might, man. They were strong, powerful men. Okay, and see, the thing is, now you look at Issachar and people would think, oh, that they're small. They're you know, a lot of Issachar seem to be smaller in stature, but it's some big ass Issacharites out here, man. Don't be fooled by their stature. It's some Issachar that you'll walk by and you wouldn't even think he Issachar, man, but he tall. He might be built, you know. So don't look at them just like, oh, they smart. Hey, they are men of might too. Even the small, short guys, man, don't sleep on them. You know, them the ones you be having to worry about. The dude that you underestimated, man. You know, so don't sleep on the tribe of Issachar, man. You know, so let me get the next clip, and then I think I got one more verse that I'm gonna pull out, and it's probably that one at the top. So bear with me, Yakim.
Say some shit to y'all that I seen yesterday that made me smile, but it hurt me to my heart. There's a house next door to me that's been abandoned, and the yard, the grass high as hell and everything. There's a couple of abandoned cars out there beside the house. Well, yesterday I get off work about 7 o'clock. A Mexican guy pulled up. He said, "These your cars?" I said, "No." He said, "I just bought this house, man." I said, "All right, that's what's up." He was like, "You know whose cars these is?" He said, "No." He said, "Well, I bought the house, not the cars." Okay, I'm like, cool. I'm thinking he just coming to look at the house. I go back in the house, do a little straighten up. I swear to God, I walk back at the house. Now I'm getting off about 7:20. It's fucking 9 Mexican trucks just pull up. They got fucking beer, lights, and shit, right? So I'm like, what y'all finna do? He said, we finna fix this house. I said, what kind of crew you got working after 7 o'clock? He said, these my friends. The fucking house is fixed this morning. They went in there and drywalled that fucking house. Wow. I just left out of there. It was a fucking abandoned house. That bitch looked new this morning. Woo. It was a abandoned fucking house. And it looked new this morning.
Yeah, and see that guy right there, man. You see, and I know that video is pretty old, but it was on point. You know, they came in and got that house together. That's because that's how Issachar get down, man. When it's time to work, it's time to work hard. It's time to build something. It's time to fix up. That's what they do. You know, but there was also a time when Issachar was we would follow the tribe of Issachar. Okay, it's because of the things that the Heavenly Father endowed them with certain abilities. You know, each tribe's got certain abilities that the Heavenly Father blessed them with, and that's what makes us all so beautiful. Okay, because we all are different, but we're all the same. Okay, this is First Chronicles 12:32. It says, "And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times, to know what Israel ought to do." Okay, so Salakia, that's referring to the Issacharites were able to look at the constellations and then they were the ones who were letting us when the new moon was coming in, when it's time to observe the Sabbath, which way we need to go in order to get to a certain land. The Issacharites were the ones doing that, and that's why you have you'll see if you watch the movie Apocalypto, and they were the Aztecs, like this picture got, man, they were doing a lot of things but they fell off to idol worship when they were doing things like that, worshiping the sun gods, sacrificing for blood and things like that. But that sacrifice came from olden times when we were sacrificing to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. But now Yahweh Shai is our saving grace, so we don't need to do that anymore. But they were sacrificing people, but they were following the sun and the moon in order when, if you watch that movie, when the sun, when an eclipse came, they said the God's thirst for blood was satiated, like he was full, but nonetheless, that was going off because that's serving idolatry. But the Issacharites were, they paid attention to the signs of heaven, and that's where now they get all into it with the zodiac signs and all that kind of shit, and the Esau manipulated it to make it wickedness. But when Issacharites were in the right state of mind, they were able to do these things. So going on in verse 32, it says, "The heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment." You see that? So it said all their brethren. Who's that talking about? The 12 tribes of Israel were at the commandment of the Issacharites. Okay, and so it said they had understanding of the time, they taught and to know what Israel ought to do. So when we had to make a direction, we had to go left or right, we would follow them. When something needed to get done in a sturdy time, hey, something's got to get done, y'all. Hey, Issacharites gonna get that in order, man. They had a certain presence about them, a certain spirit about them that the Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai endowed unto them, man. So don't, brothers this is why you can't down another brother just because he in a different tribe or he may seem less than now. The Lord is we're all a body, even as tribes. See, that's the thing. We talk about the individual beings, people in your camp or whatever, and how we work as a body and how the brothers are around the four corners of the earth. But you got to remember, as tribes, we're a body as well, to create that ultimate building of the third temple for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That's why it says, "Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired." All right, the Lord said there's going to come a time where Ephraim shall not vex Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim, and Ephraim shall not envy Judah. That's talking about the northern versus the southern kingdom. They put that against us, but we're all just different shades of brown, man. We're all the same people. So-called black, so-called Native American, and so-called Hispanics are all the same people. And those that are scattered abroad who look like the other nations. All right? They're going to be Issacharites who look like Edomites out there, man. But I'm going to let I got this next clip showing with this Issacharite getting down on this roofing part. You can fast forward a little bit. I know it's maybe a little lengthy, but he doing his thing on that bitch. Like you don't find nobody doing that. And then you got at the last clip I'm gonna show is this Jake in court keeping it 100 about Issachar, about how they do jobs that people don't typically do. He go off, obviously shade face, he in politics, and he calling Edomites my blue-eyed brothers. But throw out the bones. But nonetheless, he's spitting the truth about Issachar being able to work hard and do the jobs that other people don't want to do, man. But these are mighty men of valor, mighty men of war, okay? And they're strong asses, man. All right, they are strong men, and they work hard. They're the so-called Mexican is the hardest working man on the face of the planet, and don't let anybody tell you differently. All right, so hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, shalom.
Okay, here we go again. For those guys, they think I need a helper to nail shingles fast. I've seen some guys, they put their shingles on their foot, and then they pushing them. The way I do it this way, I put a bundle here, a bundle there, and a bundle there. So I grab here, and then if I finish them, then I go to the next bundle, and then I save time. Okay, this is how you do it. You can't run, okay, because you're gonna kill your back. Today I'm gonna show you how to do it. Okay, hopefully you like it. I'm gonna put the guy over there to record me. If you have a better tip, send it to me. Hopefully I don't do that bad. I haven't done this in a long time. I usually... Otra vez, Luisito, te digo. Again, Luisito. Not again. Not again. Okay, no, está bien. Never mind. Okay, always make sure you nail on the... Right here, okay? Right here, you have to nail here. Like this. The nail's supposed to be where it says sure nail. Got it, guys? So... You have to nail fast, but you have to know how to do it. Don't just nail fast and then you nail like crazy. And your line has to be straight. Alright? Ready? Okay. Here we go. Ay, hijo, aquí no te cortes esa mierda. No cortes para arriba para no se vuelve puro papel. Good. Ready? Hasta allá, Luisito. Ready?
Charleston Senator Robert Ford was speaking out against an Arizona-style immigration bill during a Senate committee meeting Tuesday. He said the state needs immigrant workers because they're willing to do jobs no one else wants.
I know brothers. When I say brother, I'm talking about right now based on race. I'm talking about black guys. And they're not going to do that work at Boeing with all that dirt and stuff to be hauled, to build that plant. Ain't no brothers going to do that. Not like a Mexican will.
He also said his blue-eyed, pale-skinned brothers wouldn't do yard work.
Senator Ford says he was not trying to be critical of anyone. He was just pointing out that throughout American history, there have always been groups who did the work no one else wanted to do, and those people later became citizens.
I said I'm asking my black brothers, my European brothers, my Chinese brothers, and my blue-eyed brothers to accept my Mexican brothers because now they're trying to work themselves up into citizenship.
But his comments are getting national attention and drawing criticism from the chair of his party.
His constituents are mostly African Americans, and from what Senator Ford said, he says they don't work hard enough to have the jobs at Boeing.
Senator Ford says his comments are not racist.
No. That's the gospel. That is the gospel. Americans, basically, once we become Americanized, certain jobs we simply not going to do. Now, everybody who watching this newscast know that. They know that. So why you going to jump on me for